Hey everyone, Kevin Lewis with Home Life Benchmark Titus Realty here, and it's time for your August 2023 Fraser Valley Real Estate Market Update. July 2023 has come and gone now, and with it we saw a pretty big slowdown in the real estate market. With 29% fewer sales in July 2023 than we saw in June 2023, just last month. However, we did see a 38% increase in a year-to-year change compared to last July. Now, of course, last July was a bit of a throwaway as we were seeing almost record low number of sales through the summer months last year. As we know, interest rates were rising and the market pretty much put a brakes on pretty much the entire market there for the last year and a half. We are also coming in about 19% below the 10-year average for the month of July, which again is a sign that we're still in a bit of a slow market altogether. One of the main culprits of the market slowing down, well, besides the fact it's summertime, and summer is traditionally slower than the rest of the year. However, as we just touched on, we're still below the 10-year average for the same month, which is always going to be summertime. So we have to look at what other factors are causing things to slow the market right down. The obvious big factor, of course, is the recent interest rate hikes that we saw in May and June that have caused the market to go up, June and July, that have caused the market to slow right down. As we know, as the interest rates go up, house prices and sales activity slows right down and prices come down with it. Now, we haven't started actually seeing the prices come down on the month-to-month stats. However, it certainly does look as if August is going to be lower prices than July, or right about the same before it starts to turn down perhaps in September. But the recent increases are definitely going to have an impact on the market and make a difference for what's coming up in the next couple of months here. Now, to caveat that, if we ever do start to see interest rates start to drop, you can bet there's going to be a frenzy and you'll want to get in sooner than later, because once the prices or the interest rates come down, buyers will start buying again, and probably at quite a big clip. As far as new listings go for the area, we saw 16% decrease compared to June 2023. However, we did see a 4% increase in the overall number of listings due to the lower number of sales. As far as the new listings for July go, we came in right at the 10-year average, which means that seller activity is right on par for where we would expect to be this time of year. However, with the decreased number of sales happening, we can definitely recognize that the market is slowing down, and despite the fact that we're starting to build up some inventory that we've needed for the last several years, really. So this isn't all bad, as inventory growing will create more opportunities for buyers, more homes for buyers to choose from, and make the overall market and buying experience less of a rushed, and really take some time to think about your decisions that you're going to be making. Despite the fact that sales were down overall across the board, we do have to take a look at where the different sectors of the market and how they performed. The biggest slowdown happened in the detached single-family homes, where only 17 out of every 100 homes listed were selling in the month of July. This puts us into a balanced market where anything between 12 to 20 homes out of every 100 listed selling is considered balanced. Anything above 20 homes selling is considered a seller's market. So that takes us to the attached sector with condos and townhomes. Condos, every 45 out of every 100 listed were selling, whereas townhomes were 36 out of every 100 listed were selling. These are still fairly high numbers in comparison to what a normal quote-unquote market would be like. So we're still seeing, it's not a dead market by any means, and most likely the slowdown is happening in detached. As I've touched on many times before, if you're able to afford a detached home, you can definitely afford a condo and a townhouse. If you can only afford a condo, you can't afford a detached house. So the number of buyers that are capable of purchasing in the lower, more attached sectors is just a greater number of people potentially able to buy. And with interest rates being as high as they are, many people are thinking about the month-to-month payments, making this sector of the market much more competitive. So if you are thinking of selling and upgrading, now could actually be a pretty good time to do so. The reason it might be actually a good idea is based on the fact that, like I said, detached homes are slowing down quite a bit. However, townhomes and condos aren't slowing down quite as much. This means we're going to start to see detached homes decrease in price a little bit sooner than we're going to see townhomes, sort of compressing that gap between the two types of homes. You always want to buy in the gap is the smallest if you're going up. Now, the other side of things, if you're downsizing, we have to keep in mind that interest rates don't really have or don't likely have as much of an effect on you if you're going to be selling your home that maybe has a small mortgage or you're already mortgage free. Moving into a lower price, smaller home, you're not likely to have a large mortgage or any mortgage at all. So if you're not going to have a mortgage, the interest rates really don't matter. As we know, interest rates going up means prices are going down, and you want to maximize what you can get out of your current home before the prices fall too much. And again, you're not worried about what the interest rates are doing because you're hopefully going to be very small or mortgage free. Now, if you're looking just to purchase a home, I would say you do have some time on your side, and there's not a big pressure coming from the market to make a purchase happen sooner than later. However, we do have to be aware that if interest rates do go up again, your affordability is going to go down as that happens. I would say for this time, it's my standard advice. When it makes sense for you to make the move happen. Don't try to time the market and everything unless you're looking for investment properties or something like that and you're aware of how markets work. But if you're looking to purchase a home for yourself to live in, don't try to time the market too much. You're going to be happy if you get into the home and 5-6 years from now you go to sell to get to a larger home, you're going to probably make money on it. And last but not least, if you're looking to sell a home and you don't need to buy anything with the money and you don't need the money right away, you may be better off to wait until interest rates start to come down. However, we don't know when that's going to be. That could be a year, 2 years, 3 years from now. We just don't know what's happening as far as the economy and everything goes with what the Bank of Canada is going to do with interest rates. So there is some risk there, of course, and if your mortgage rates have gone up too high and they don't cover the rent that you have in your investment property, then yeah, you'd want to sell sooner than later. Prices are coming down. So if you want to sell soon and not wait for interest rates to come down for prices to go back up, you want to sell sooner than you do want to wait for too long and have prices come down and interest rates remain high and prices are just going to stay down until those rates start to drop. So timing the market as far as being a seller only, it's going to depend on your situation. And ultimately, whatever you plan to do with your next move, it's really going to depend on your situation. That's always going to be the case because your situation is unique to you and nobody else is in the exact same situation. So I always suggest that you reach out sooner than later so that we can start making a plan to make your next move happen as stress-free as possible. This means even if you're looking at buying or selling in the next year or even 2 years, we can start the conversation today. We can get you on top of what the market's doing. And that way, if opportunity comes up sooner than you're expecting, we're ready to jump right on it. As always, I love hearing your comments. Any questions you have, leave a comment below, send me an email, send me a text, 604-218-5635. Anytime that you want to have a question or you got concerns about the market or anything like that, reach out. I always like to hear from you.